Hi there, welcome to the channel or welcome back. I'm Angela, and in today's video I'm going to share with you guys a trip I had to one of the best fabric stores I've been to in a long time. If that sounds interesting, stick around. So before we jump right in, you may recall that this video was supposed to be my favorite picks from the Big Four, Big Five early spring pattern releases, their collections they've just put out. I'm still going to do that video, but I thought that this would be a little bit more fun. So it seems like it's been a while since I've chatted with you guys, and it's actually just been 1 week. The reason it seems so long is because I've been out of town for the past week. I went to Nashville, Tennessee, and I haven't been there very many times, maybe just 2 other times in my life. And it's about 5 or so hour drive from my house. So I was there for 4 days. And anytime I go out of town and spend any length of time in a new city, new state, what have you, I try to scope out the local fabric scene, see if there's anything that looks interesting, places I can check out. So I did that on this trip as well, and I found a great fabric store. It is a place called Textile Fabrics, and I'll link their link and their contact information in the description below. They do have Instagram, so I'll put that below as well. And it was really like when I did a Google search, just when I got into town, it looked like it was going to be maybe the most interesting one, or at least for my needs and things that I might purchase or want to look at. So I spent probably, oh gosh, I don't know how long I was in the store, maybe at least 2 hours, maybe three, just looking around. And they had some great things. Here in just a minute, I'm going to pop some pictures up here and kind of do a voiceover and explain some of the great things about this fabric store. But I did spend a good amount of time just chatting with the women working there, and they were so friendly. It was fantastic. One of them in particular, Rosie, I spent a lot of time talking with, and she was so friendly and so helpful. So the fabric store had pretty much run the gamut of the types of fabrics. There were just average like linens, knits, that like it was all garment fabric except for some cottons that you could also use for quilting. The only thing they really didn't have was like home decorating types of fabrics. They had buttons, trims, thread. One thing that was really notable was their like special occasion fabrics. And again, I'll put the pictures up and kind of explain what we're looking at as I show you the pictures. And then after we do that, I will be back on and I'll show you the purchases that I made. I did keep it under control just because I'm pretty much on a budget and trying to save my money for a serger and stop buying all this fabric. But I did pick out a couple of pieces. I got 2 lengths of fabric, just a couple of yards each, and a couple of pieces of trim. So I'll be back to show you what I got. For now, I'm going to go ahead and pop up those pictures and we can I can share with you guys this amazing fabric store. It was kind of small as a square footage wise, but man, did it pack a punch. Let's look at the pics. And then once I walked in, the first thing that I saw was gorgeous bridal and special occasion fabrics. They had some absolutely stunning silk and woolen fabrics. I don't buy silk or wool, but part of me kind of wishes that I did. And the reason I don't is just related to, animal rights or what have you. So I wasn't going to, give in on that. But gosh, I was really sorely tempted to do so. And here's a whole section of just special occasion type buttons. And I'd never seen buttons kind of stocked this way, but they were all in tubes. And then the example button to show you what was in the tube is kind of attached to the end of the tube. I thought that was kind of interesting and neat, and it's a good way for them to stock a lot of buttons. But these were unbelievable buttons. And here's kind of an overview of, I would say, most of the store, at least from a distance. It was kind of like a rectangular space. And then the checkout counters and cutting tables were over to the right of this picture. And those bridle buttons and some more silks were kind of over to the right from this picture. And you can't really see them that much. But a lot of the special occasions were on those long poles over on the left hand wall. And then all down through the middle were knits, linens, woolens, all kinds of stuff. And what we're looking at here, the items that are up front on the hangers are remnants that they have reduced the price by 50%. And then behind that, against the wall, down those little cubbies, are all the trims. And they had maybe 4 little openings, sections, and what we're seeing here is just 2 little slots that you could walk into, but I think there were like 4 of those little sections all together with trims. And just to kind of give you some close-up of some of the trims that they had, that's what these next pictures will be. And this picture is kind of looking from towards the back of the store out towards the entrance. So you get a better idea of like how deep the store went back. And they do have just your more everyday, mundane kind of items, the things that are essentials that you need, but maybe aren't fun to look at, like all the bias tapes and seam binding and things, and then thread. And this picture is a little bit closer up to the back of the store. You can see that remnant section and then all the little cubbies with the trims. And then over to the right-hand corner, I didn't even really venture back over there too much, just because I felt like I had been in this store for so long and they were going to kind of kick me out. And I kind of mentioned that to one of the women, and she said, "You can stay here as long as you like, but we close at 5, so when 5 comes, you got to go." So what did you guys think of that? I was trying to be a little bit surreptitious while I was taking pictures, and really, in essence, like as after the fact, what I'm thinking I should have done was just talk to the ladies and ask them if I could take some video in the store. I'm still not quite used to doing that. It's a little bit awkward and uncomfortable for me, but hopefully you got a good sense of the store just by the pictures. Are any of you guys in the Nashville area? Have you been to Textile Fabrics? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about your experience. I'm sure you totally love it if you live close to there. I think if I lived in the Nashville area, I would probably try to get a job there. It was just such a great little store. But let's look at the purchases that I made. So I mentioned that I did try to keep it under control a little bit, keep it in check. But I found I did get one print, and I'll show you that here in a second. And I do have plenty of knit solids, but one thing that I loved about this one, I'm a sucker for like a grayish or a taupe. So this is kind of, I would describe it as like a light taupe. But the thing that I really love about it, and I'm not sure if it'll show up, it has shimmer to it. The light has to hit it just the right way, but you can see like little very faint little sparkles in it. I love that so much. I got 2 yards of it, 60-inch wide. Not sure what I'll make with it. Maybe just like a cardigan or something like that. I'm not sure, but I thought it was too special to walk away from. And then the second piece that I got was, this is a cotton. Oh, and I think that if I didn't say it, this is a rayon spandex blend. And the other piece that I got was a cotton. I don't wear a lot of yellow because it's not like one of my best colors, but this was such a gorgeous piece of fabric that I couldn't resist. And I do have plans for this. So this was in that section that had mostly 45-inch, like you could call them quilting cottons, but also you could make garments with them. But I just thought it was beautiful. It kind of has like a watercolory appearance to it. It's by the manufacturer is Dear Stella, so you guys may have heard of them before. I have heard of Dear Stella, but I don't think I've ever bought any of their fabrics before. But I thought this was gorgeous, and I do have plans for this. It's a Vogue pattern, Marcy Tilton. I'll pop a picture up here and kind of hold the fabric up there with it. I'm not sure if I'll be making it soon, maybe in time for summer, just because this is such a bright, cheery spring, summertime fabric. But I just loved the colors so much and just that watercolor appearance that I just had to get it. Yeah, dearstelladesign.com. And it doesn't have like the particular name of this fabric. And one thing that I usually do if I'm buying fabric in person from a store is to snap a picture of the end of the bolt that tells the contents, the manufacturer's name, the care instructions. I was so just kind of in a little like blown away gaga land, just oogling over all the fabrics that I forgot to do that with these two fabrics that I got. And in fact, one of the women said to me, like Rosie, the one I talked to for a little while, after a little while, she was like, "You're just having fun in here, aren't you?" And I said, "Heck yeah, I am." We don't have anything like this really where I am. We used to have a store that had special occasion fabrics and like higher end stuff years ago when I first moved to my area where I'm in now, but they closed up shop a while back. And so we basically just kind of have Joann's now, which is okay. And then we do have a lot of quilting shops, but nothing like this Textile Fabrics. And she was actually telling me that they do get celebrities that come in from time to time, just because they're in Nashville, you know, and it's like music capital of the world or what have you. She mentioned a few names and big names, and I couldn't believe, like, oh my gosh, those celebrities like come in here to buy fabrics or with their, I guess, and in fact, the woman that I spoke with, she had made a couple of garments for a very well known singer. And this particular singer had kind of tried to enlist her to become her personal sewist. I mean, whoa, how amazing is that? So it was kind of like that kind of a special little place. So I kind of almost want to just go make it a yearly thing to visit Nashville just to visit this store. It was so good. I did pick up two pieces of trim and I just got a yard each because these trims were not exactly inexpensive either. What I'm thinking I'm going to do with them is to use them around the bottom of pants legs, like when and if I get around to making a pair of jeans, or to add it to a pair of jeans, like a store-bought, like ready to wear jeans that I already have. So this one is pretty, and once again, it's kind of that yellow thing I have where I love yellow so much, but I don't wear it a lot. I'll show you the back of this. That's just amazing how these trims are made. I hope that's close enough that you guys can see it pretty well. But the yellow and the pink together just totally got me. And then the other one, so just for reference, this one was about 14, it was like 13.98 per yard. So I just got a yard. I figure that'll be enough to embellish something. And then this other one, it's a floral but totally different colorway. I just thought it was so beautiful, just in case you're interested. There's the back side with all those threads. And this one was $9 for 1 yard. So this is just kind of sampling of all the amazing trims that they carried. And while I mentioned that they didn't really have any home decorating fabrics, they do carry a lot of like trims that you would use maybe on draperies or pillow edges that were definitely and very obviously meant for home decor fabrics, along with all kinds of trims, ribbons, trims, a lot of, I think it was, I totally skipped over the thread section, but I think it was Gutermann thread because I didn't come there to look at thread, that's for sure. Anyway, it was a real treat. It was such a treat. I I think it's probably best that I live 5 hours away from that store. Anyway, that's what I've been up to this past week. I have missed you guys. It's good to be back. And I hope you'll tune back in for my next video, which will be the big four picks from the early spring collection. I'm so happy that you guys hung out with me today. Thank you so much. Please say hi in the comments. I love chatting with you guys. And if you've been considering looking at the membership for the channel as a way to support the channel, let me know if you have any questions about that. You can take a look at it by just clicking on the join button, which is below the video. Either way, I just appreciate you watching the videos, and I really love it when we can chat in the comments. That's about all I have for today. I hope that you have a great weekend. Let me know about your favorite fabric stores, whether they're in person, online. I would love to be opened up to some new fabric stores. And until next time, bye.